welcome to Transformative Moments with Laura. I'm Laura. I'm a certified health coach and a certified NASM personal trainer. I am not a doctor, nurse, physician assistant, or nurse practitioner. What works for me may not work for you, so please consult your physician. So let me introduce myself. Actually, today is my 48th birthday when you will be seeing this. I decided to launch my YouTube channel on my 48th birthday as another transformative moment in my life. I'm taking the leap and going online. I am also a wife of 27 plus years to a retired Marine. I have 2 sons, both are active duty. We have been empty nesters for about 3 years. It'll be 3 years in July. We moved cross country in the last 2 years to build our retirement home, which we now live in. And we are active boaters on the weekend because we did move to the East Coast. And I am also a full-time medical device salesperson. Up until March of 2020, I traveled almost on a weekly basis. So let me tell you a little bit about my weight loss journey. I'm going to go all the way back to when I was 12 years old. 12 years old was when I actually did my very first diet. And believe it or not, it was the bologna diet. I tracked every calorie. I was meticulous about it. And that was my first foray into going into the dieting world. I've tried diet after diet after diet. In high school, it was mostly severe restriction. In college, it was severe restriction. And then after I was married, I started to gain a little weight. I was able to get away with that severe restriction again, and everything was good. I then had my first pregnancy. During my first pregnancy, my physician told me that I needed to gain weight. That was a license to eat. And so I did, and I gained a ton of weight. When my first was born, I had a lot of weight to lose, and I tried that severe restriction, and this time it just didn't work. Things were not happening. I was able to lose a little bit of weight, but that's where all of the crazy diets started. You know, things like I tried Jenny Craig, Nutrisystem, the 3-day diet, the cabbage soup diet. I was a vegan, I was a vegetarian, I did paleo later on in the years. I did all those things from the time my first son was born until just a few years ago. I actually delivered my second son 5 pounds heavier than I delivered my first. So I had significantly heavy pregnancies and relatively healthy babies, and so I was very, very thankful for that, and especially all the abuse I had put my body through up until that point. I yo-yo dieted most of my adult life. I felt like I was always on a diet. I think my kids only know me as being on a diet, which I feel horrible about. They would say, "Oh, I know, Mom, you don't want this because you're on a diet," and then I would feel guilty. And then I would eat something, or I would try to eat like them, or I would have the pizza, or I'd have those things, and you know, I felt guilty later, but I feel like, you know, looking back on it now, it was just something that I did to share in the experience with my boys, soccer tournaments, karate tournaments, all those fun things, and that's just what you do. So speaking of those, I went through most of my years wondering if I was the heaviest mom in the room, if I was the biggest mom in the room. I never felt skinny enough, pretty enough, or smart enough. All of my adult life, I really struggled with confidence and self-esteem. I tried to be an overachiever at everything I could possibly be, but the one thing that was my crutch was my diet. I felt like I was always overweight, and that was something I couldn't win. I just went on and on for all these years, trying to do all these different things, try all these different things. I spent thousands of dollars on coaches and nutritionists and plans and books and videos and all these different things that this was going to be it, and this was going to be the last one. All the way up until June of 2019, I had been dieting a little bit, of course, before June of 2019, and I thought I looked pretty good to go to a family wedding. And pictures were taken at the wedding, and I got them back, and I was devastated. I was absolutely devastated with how I looked in those photos. So I decided that I had to figure this out. I no longer had kids at home that I had to worry about being tempted by their food. I just needed to figure this out for me. So I did. I really did. July 22nd of 2019, I decided to go keto and intermittent fasting right out of the gate. I started both at the same time. I started my ketogenic diet and I started intermittent fasting, 16 hours of fasting, 8 hours of eating. I started to see success right away and it just took off. By December of 2019, I had gone from a size 14, 16 to a size 6 jeans. By the following summer, that year mark, I was hovering around a 4, 6. At my year mark, I decided to start a challenge. If you know anything about me, and you'll learn about me if you don't know me, is that I love challenges. There's something that keeps me motivated. It keeps things changing. I switch things up. I absolutely love challenges. So you can expect to see challenges on this channel that I would love if everyone would participate in, because they're fun and they're motivating. And we can all cheer each other on while we do them. But I started a challenge in July of 2020, and it was a physical, emotional, and mental challenge. It was quite draining, but also exhilarating. And I completed the challenge in September. And by the end of that challenge, I was then in a size 2-4. So I continued to shrink, even though my weight only really changed maybe about 5 pounds. January of 2020 to September, or really now even, but to September of 2020, I pretty much stayed the same weight within about a 5-pound difference. My sizes changed, so my body composition changed, but my actual weight on the scale did not change, which is a really big lesson for anybody that really puts all of their stock in the scale weight. It can be very, very deceiving on what's going on inside and outside the body when all you do is that one data point. By the end of September, I was in a 2-4, and I have maintained that. So I've basically maintained my weight for over a year, but I've continually shrank in size. After that challenge, because it was quite draining, I decided that come Halloween, I was going to give myself a break. And between Halloween and Christmas, I maintained the weight. I feel I can still wear all the same clothes, but I still feel like there was some changes in my body. So come January, I decided I'm going to start really hitting the exercise hard again. You know, of course, it's the beginning of the year. It's a fresh start. And it's 2021. 2020 was behind me and all of us, and things were going to be changing. I got sidelined. I have 2 joints in my feet that are arthritic that have caused a tremendous amount of pain in my big toes. So that sidelined me up until about 2 weeks ago. It was difficult for me to even walk. I've been having a real struggle. And it's just something that, you know, at this point in my life, I have to deal with. Once again, I'm 48 years old. So there are going to be aches and pains that, you know, you have to get past and different things. And I will tell you that if you stay to the end of the video, I'm going to actually give you my number 1 tip for how I lost the weight. So stay tuned for that. But if you're interested in continuing to hear about my journey and to learn about my journey, please hit the subscribe button below, as well as the notification bell, so you know every time I post a video. And I would really appreciate if you could hit that like button so that this can hopefully be shared soon to others. But anyway, back to the story. The reason why I started this channel is I got all of these certifications. I'm very, very passionate about learning about nutrition and personal health and emotional health and all that goes into that, and decided to work with a couple of beta clients. And those clients are the reason to start this business and this YouTube channel. They encouraged me to start Transformative Moments. And so I will be taking on personal clients probably within the next 6 months. as this channel grows and I build out my website and really get my business going. I am still a full-time medical device saleswoman, still have a full-time job, and I spend a lot of time doing, right now, lots of Zoom calls. Any moment now we'll be going back on the road and I'll take you along. I do plan on showing you what I eat in a day, some lifestyle videos about where we live and how we spend our leisure time. Like I mentioned earlier, we do a lot of boating. I'll take you along on that to show you how I pack when we go on our boat trips, so I stay on my plan. And you'll also notice when you start watching some of my videos that I made sure that the lifestyle and the plan that I chose worked within my daily life, as well as I modified it to work for me. Once again, what works for me may not work for you, and I want to work with you to try to figure out what does work for you. I think we're going to have a lot of fun together by changing things up. I like trying things out on myself. I like experimenting to see what they will do to my body. So I'll take you guys along for that ride as well. We'll do grocery hauls. We'll do possibly some exercise videos. I'm not sure if I'm ready for exercise videos on YouTube, but you may see me working out every once in a while, but it's going to be a little bit probably. I got to get that confidence up. Anyway, like I said, I think we'll have a lot of fun. I look forward to reading comments and questions below. If you have specific questions for me, I'm happy to answer them either in the comments or in future videos, as well as if you have suggestions of things that you would like to talk about or things that you would like to see me do or try. I'm open to suggestions. And I really hope at the end of the day that this is going to be a positive channel that can help others, especially women in my age group, to really propel us to finally reach our goals. And like I promised, I wanted to share the number one tip for my weight loss success. That number one tip is mental focus. I had to get to a point where I decided that nothing was going to get in my way to my weight loss goal. I didn't let any holiday steer me off. I didn't let any birthday. I didn't let any work trip, any dinner out, anyone deter me from my goals. No one was going to have me take just that one bite. You've heard all that before when you're on a diet. Just one bite. It'll be okay. I didn't take those one bites. Just this one drink, just this one whatever. I was completely and totally focused. I am still completely and totally focused on my journey and my body and how I want to live my life. And I no longer crumble to peer pressure of any kind. And I know that people are going to be like, oh my gosh, well, that's not really a tip. Trust me, it's one of the hardest things that you have to overcome in order to reach your goals and be successful. It's that mental focus and putting yourself first that will actually help you get to where you want to go. So I hope that you will join me in this journey. I am really excited to start this. I hope to have a video out weekly to begin with, and then maybe some sporadic ones in between until I can get this under my belt. The videos, I promise, will improve. The editing will improve. But I purposely pushed myself out of my comfort zone on this day to say this is my deadline, and there was no way I was going to miss that deadline, because once again, it's all about mental focus and putting myself first. So I hope everyone is having a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.